I'm Joey, and today we're going to look at downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So in class, you may hear in that posture to straighten your legs, press your heels down to the floor, and that might not feel great for you. And it might have you pitched forward and putting weight onto your wrist and just not comfortable. So I'm here to show you form and alignment and some safety tips for downward facing dog. And just know that it's okay to bend your knees a little or a lot in this posture, and you may not ever be able to straighten your legs fully and get your hips up and back due to the tightness of your hamstrings, the tightness in your lower back, the way that your pelvis may be posteriorly tilted, and just the way that your bone structure and body is. So just being able to embrace downward dog in the body that you have. So let's start on hands and knees. So knees underneath your hips and pressing the tops of the feet and that pinky toe down. Wrist creases are parallel and the middle of your wrist is about outer shoulder width apart. Your index fingers are pointing straight forward. If you have a little bit of shoulder tightness or a lot, then turn your fingers out a little bit. You're pressing your fingertips down and the inner edges of your hands down. Now, as you press your palm down and your fingertips down, the inner edges of your hands is so important, this index knuckle and thumb knuckle. If this is not rooted, tendency is to lift the inner hand and then coming onto the outer hand, and then look at what that does to the wrist, then up to the elbow, shoulder, neck. So mindfully pressing the fingertips down, the inner edges of your hands down. And then think about wrapping your biceps towards your fingers. Okay, so coming back, fingertips pressing, inner edges of your hands pressing. Isometrically hug your arm bones towards each other and then wrap your biceps towards the front of the room. Good. Think about lengthening the sides of your waist. Melt the heart down, lift the chin a little, and then draw the shoulders back. Keep the belly drawing in and the ribs in as not to collapse into the low back. Curl your toes under, lift the knees up, press your hands down and forward as you take your chest back towards your thighs and your hips up and back. Now, this posture with the knees bent allows my pelvis to anteriorly tilt forward, creating a nice, long, safe spine. If you have the tightness in your hamstrings, low back, your pelvis is tilting posteriorly, you may look like this with straight legs. So I've got all this weight on my wrist, I've got this compression in my low back, and it's just not comfortable. So bend those knees. Press your hands down and forward to get the chest back towards the thighs. Press your fingertips down, the inner edges of your hands down. Hug your arms towards each other. Wrap your biceps towards your fingers and think about spreading your scapula apart, your shoulder blades apart. Take your inner thighs and move them in and back. So you're spiraling your inner thighs in and back. Spread your sit bones wide. You should not be able to see your heels. So this may be your downward dog, and this is great. I'm going to move forward just a little bit. So if you're able to straighten your legs, you begin to straighten, come up high on the balls of the feet. Keep pushing your hands down and forward, wrapping your inner thighs in and back. Spread your sit bones wide, and then let the heels move back and down.
spreading the toes wide, hugging the arm bones towards each other, wrapping the biceps up, spreading the scapula wide. Notice inner edges of your hands, are they pressing down, fingertips pressing. And again, if this posture does not allow for freedom in the low back and the spine, bend those knees and stay here. And come down. I hope that helped. Thank you so much. Namaste.